Unlike Baskin-Robbins, which comes in 31 flavors, handguns come in 3 flavors. The first one I'd like to show you is a single-action revolver, a design from the 19th century. Single action means that one must manually draw back the hammer before one can pull the trigger and discharge a round. The modern double-action revolver can be fired in 2 ways. First of all, you can fire it just like a single action, drawing back the hammer manually and pressing on the trigger. Or one can fire it without drawing back the hammer manually, simply by applying pressure to the trigger. The third flavor is the modern semi-automatic pistol. Semi-automatic means that the firearm loads itself and cocks itself every time you fire a round. This is often mislabeled an automatic, and the distinction is very important. An automatic, or a machine gun, is a firearm that continues to fire as long as one presses the trigger. A semi-auto is one that loads itself and cocks itself each time you pull the trigger, but it must be emphasized that you have to press the trigger every time you want to discharge a round. In handing a firearm to another person, there are 2 words to remember: open and empty. The person who's handing it makes sure it's open and empty, and the recipient confirms that it's empty. Let's begin with a single action revolver. Open the loading port, draw the hammer back to half cock, rotate the cylinder, and examine each chamber as it passes the loading port. When you hand it with the muzzle in a safe direction, and I prefer to keep my thumb under the hammer so there's no chance of the firearm discharging. With a modern double-action revolver, it's a little different. There, you use the cylinder release to swing the cylinder open. Then you can visually inspect. And when you hand it, I prefer to hand it with the cylinder open. That way there, once again, is no way that the firearm can discharge. With the semi-automatic, the process takes 2 steps. First, you eject the magazine. Then you draw back the slide and lock it in the open position. With the slide back and locked, you can ensure that the magazine well is empty, and you can both visually and manually ensure that the chamber has nothing in it. Once again, you invite the recipient to make the same checks, and when you do hand it, you hand it with the muzzle pointed in a safe direction.